Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it says live up there. So
Yeah. All right. So obviously, with this one, to me, it seems like there's more problems than there are good things about it. You're fighting technology both ways. It just seems like you got to go through a lot of things to get what you want, versus if you wanted to do something like a Skype conversation, you just kind of log on and do it.
did you try to do this through your Kennesaw State email? Because
Yeah,
it said
and it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it through that, and I couldn't do it through my work email, but I was able to do it through my personal email.
I don't know. I think Google Hangouts is relatively new. I believe they combined Google Talk and a couple other things to make Google Hangouts. It seems like there's a lot of bugs in it right now. As far on my end, it's been a nightmare trying to get all these plugins downloaded and allowing this and that to work out. So it's really been a pain in the butt. I guess it's the future, but right now it's not where it needs to be for me, anyways.
Well, and it seems like too. I think you're kind of held up to where you've got to have a Google email service almost. I mean, I don't know if y'all school's email is Google or not, but my work email, it's through Microsoft Office. It's through Office 365. So that's probably why it didn't work. The Kennesaw email is supposedly a Gmail type situation, but even then, I wonder if there's just too many things going on with it, too many firewalls or different ways to protect things from coming through. Whereas my personal email, it's pretty much wide open. So that's probably why it does what it does.
Yeah, I agree. There's too many filters with school accounts or Kennesaw State accounts where it was not going to let it happen. I think our Kennesaw is just mostly for email,
right?
About, which is fine with me. But yeah, it does seem kind of finicky to get this process going. So.
Yeah, and we at the first of the year we had a faculty staff meeting, and here we have staff members that are typically traveling. They're not always on campus, and one of the staff members, we used Google Hangouts so she could be here, and we had a lot of issues with sound. If the internet goes down or things like that, if you're doing it for an extended period of time, it seemed like there was more issues that were popping up the longer that we were on.
Do you think this is an application that we're supposed to use or try to use with students as a teacher, or is it just between teachers and colleagues? Because I could never imagine my students ever using this.
The only way that I could foresee using this with students is like a guest lecturer situation. Like,
yeah.
Say, with my sports medicine class, I could see using this. Maybe like getting a guy like Dr. Andrews or somebody like that, if they're willing to do like a 20-minute talk or a 30-minute talk, instead of having to actually travel to the school, they can just do it from the comfort of their desk. I mean, I can see that advantage, but getting students to actively sign on and participate, especially with the kids that I've taught, I just don't see them going through it. I see them getting frustrated. If it's not working within the first 5 minutes, we're just not going to do it.
Exactly. I have my students have a hard time remembering passwords. So just that battle alone right there is difficult. So yeah, I don't think, until this platform gets a little bit smoother, I don't see me using it right now.
Right. Now, I mean, they are trying to make it easy in the sense that, I didn't have to do a lot of logons, things like that. I was able to do it right from my personal Gmail account. The other thing is it's free. That's another big thing.
Right.
So that aspect, I think they're on the right side of it, but there definitely are some bugs that they need to work out.
Do you feel like Google's taking over the world? I do. I feel like we had iPads, and we've had I have a MacBook, and that was the new thing, and now they've taken all of our iPads out of the schools and replaced them with Chromebooks, and everything's through Gmail, which is fine. I like how it's all. I like that. I guess it's just it kind of forces our hand a little bit.
I really do, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because it seems like everything now is going through Google. I was actually surprised when I got here and they were using Office 365 for their email. In fact, there's actually if I can find it, I'll send it to you. It's off topic, but there's a YouTube video, and it like talks about everything that Google's involved in, and it puts like a little mini picture of everything that Google's involved in. And when it zooms out, it's actually Darth Vader's helmet, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, Google's everywhere, man. I mean, between your Android phones, it seems like Apple's the last thing trying to resist
Yeah.
the Google change, but everything else, I mean, it's all Google nowadays.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So, not really sure, how long this conversation is supposed to last. I know we've talked about a lot of the advantages and disadvantages, whether it's something we can use in our classroom or not.
I mean, what do you think? What would you use over this if you wanted to do something like this? What do you think could be better to you?
Are you talking about as far as video chats or just?
Yeah, like a video chat situation in your classroom.
I don't know. I mean, I had, and I've said this before, and I hate to keep saying it. When I've used Skype before, when my wife was in the hospital, it was EOC time, and I used Skype from the hospital, and the sub just put it on the smart board, and I could see my class, and it was very simple. It wasn't like,
right.
It wasn't all signing your life away and creating a Google Plus. I guess that's similar to Facebook, right? I mean, it's social media.
Yeah, I think it's Google's attempt to get into social media, but I get what you're saying. Skype's a lot easier. And if I was trying to do something like this for like an actual true teaching, to me, Blackboard Collaborate was a much better tool to use for that than this. And even if I was going to, I've participated in some interviews and they were over Skype. They weren't over anything else. They were over Skype because it's easy. Everybody can do it. Not really complicated.
Yeah, and I've used Blackboard Collaborate with some of the other classes we had. Do you remember that quantitative statistics class that we took?
Yeah.
I love that because everything was right there in front of you. Everything was recorded. If you don't log in on time, it's okay. It's all there. And that was, I'm hoping I can start using that. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, that being said, I think we've covered the gambit of this particular tool. So,
and will Dr. Hart, will she be able to see this and give us a grade? I don't know how that works.
So what'll happen is this will actually link to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll send you that link, and then we'll post the link on our discussion boards, and it's set for public. So all she has to do is click that link, and it'll pull the video right up. All
right, good deal. Well, I'm glad I finally got to use Google Hangouts. I didn't know. I thought I was going to have to throw my laptop on the ground a few times to get it to work, but it does work, and I'm glad that we did this. And hopefully, if some of these bugs get worked out, this could be a game changer. It could be. So
yeah, it could. It's just there's things that need to be fixed with it. But
that's right. All right, thanks.